Hello, this is Gwen Peterson. I'm a certified health coach with Optavia, and I'm making a video today about plateaus because plateaus crack me up most of the time with clients because I will get messages all the time or during a week one or month one check-in, and they're like, I'm plateauing. Normally not week or month one, but later down the road. And I'll go, well, my first question is always, well, when did you eat off plan last? Because I normally know that there is not going to be a plateau if you're doing the program correctly and haven't eaten off plan. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips to debunk the myth of the plateau, because I normally know you've done something a little off that's tweaking the results. So the first thing in a check-in, whether a person's having a plateau or not, is a plateau on the scale. And I always say, well, how are your inches? And if the scale isn't moving, I don't care. It's about the inches. And if the inches are still moving, you're still in fat burn and you're going to see the scale jump the next week. So when people say, I don't want to measure every week, well, I don't want to hear the complaining when you have a week that your scale doesn't move, because if you take those measurements and you've eaten correctly, you will see those measurements go down even if the scale doesn't move. So tip number one, measure every week, because the scale encompasses, did you eat every 3 hours? Did you measure out your meat? Did you get your healthy fat? Did you get your 3 servings of vegetables? Did you drink at least 64 to 80 ounces of water? Did you exercise too much? And then of course, did you go off plan? All those things show up on the scale. But if you're doing the program correctly, you will see the inches move. Even if you maybe didn't sleep well the night before, that can make your scale go up by 2 pounds. So systems checks, here we go. Number one, are you weighing out your meat after it's been cooked every single time? If you are home, you get to always weigh out your meat, because if you don't, you're gonna do like I did. And after the first week, when I kind of started to eyeball what each measurement looked like, I stopped weighing out my meat. And in month one, I lost 11.5 pounds with 45 to lose. And my coach said, I'm surprised you didn't lose even a pound or 2 more. And we figured out that I'd stopped weighing out my meat. In month 2, I committed to measuring out my meat every single time while I was at home. And if I was eating out, I would double the protein. And guess what? I lost 13.5 my second month. So that shows you when you don't get enough protein or fats correctly, you will slow down the process. So that leads me to category 2, healthy fats. Are you getting the correct healthy fats you need per the category you're in? So if you're up in that 7-ounce category of the leanest proteins, you need 2 healthy fats because there's no fat in the meat, or not enough. Then if you're in the 6-ounce category, you only do 1 fat. And if you're in the 5-ounce category, you do 0. Yes, the guide shows a few healthy fat options, but if you go to Google and Google Optavia condiment guide, it will give you a whole nother big list of alternate healthy fats that you can use. So weigh out your meat always, or double the protein at a restaurant, because they never give you even close to as much as you need. Then get the correct healthy fats, and then 3 servings of vegetables. You would be shocked at how many people are only doing 1. And we need 3 to keep that digestive tract moving, because when you're putting 105 grams of protein in your body, which is what the 5-in-1 is, guess what? Most of us that have been a carb-driven eater prior, carbs break down easy. Protein doesn't as easy. So if you are not eating enough protein and you're starting to get constipated, you might be because you're not getting all your vegetables in. So that's another little piece of the puzzle. The next question I say is, well, are you constipated? Because again, I think you guys, if you scroll all the way down to the very bottom of my videos, I think from 4 years ago, there's a whole video where I'm on the line with nutrition support talking about gas and constipation. Even though it has the old company name, it's still the same information, because like me, my body doesn't love to break down protein as much as it loves to break down a Twinkie or Ben and Jerry's. It just digests differently. So you may need to add a probiotic. There's a couple other suggestions in that video. I won't go through it, just go to that video. So weighing out meat, healthy fat, vegetables, are you not constipated? Make sure where you are on that. Then constipation may or may not be affected by water, but are you drinking at least 64 to 80 ounces of water a day. If you're not going to lose enough, you're not going to lose weight, because the fat cells that you're breaking down have to have a way to get out. And so they come out through the urine. So there's this other funny little myth that if you drink shakes, you're going to lose weight faster. Well, the shakes don't have anything magic in them. It's just that when you make a shake, you make it with 8 to 10 or 12 ounces of water, whatever you like. And when you do that 5 times a day, shocker, you're drinking a whole lot more water. So shakes aren't going to make you lose weight faster, and that can get real boring real fast. So if you are feeling like your water intake is low, up the water, and that will help that the scale start moving, because you need to flush out those fat cells. So water, where are you? Then, of course, did you eat off plan? If you ate off plan, if you've watched any of my other videos, you're going to know it's going to take 4 days for your body to kick out those unbalanced sugars that you ate, and then you'll get back into fat burn. So if you ate off plan, you shouldn't be expecting to see that scale go down in the next 4 days, because you've got to kick that out. And oh, by the way, most of us don't eat like a piece of bread or a thing that's off plan. Most of us, it's like, well, crap, I went off plan. I'm going to eat X, Y, and Z all night long and start fresh tomorrow. So if you eat X, Y, and Z, not just the one little cookie that was at end of teacher appreciation thing, you end up eating a cookie and then it turns into everything else at home, you should be expecting that scale to go up 2 to 3 pounds. You just spiked your blood sugar, and those extra carbs just stored as fat and inflammation. So the next 4 days, your body's kicking all that unbalanced sugar back out and trying to restabilize and get into fat burn. So you're going to be lucky in 4 days if that scale is back to baseline the day you had that darn cookie at the teacher appreciation thing. So again, don't play victim to the scale if you caused it by eating off plan, right? Like, it makes sense. I don't know, but it's amazing how many people don't put 2 and 2 together. They think they have wiggle room, but you remember, we are not a low carb diet. We are a balanced carb and protein nutrition program. You are getting anywhere between 80 to 90 carbs a day, and then you're having 105 grams of protein. So all of a sudden, when you decide to have that one cookie and you're at, let's say, 90 carbs on the day, boom, that cookie bumps you up to 120 carbs a day, and you're only eating 105. What do you think is going to happen? Scale goes up, increases the fat and inflammation, and you get to spend the next 4 days pulling that off. So if you eat off plan, your scale is going to go up, and it's not going to go down for 4 days. Then I made a couple videos about this. Don't hate me. Exercise. My scale's plateauing. I don't understand what's happening. And I'm like, well, are you exercising? Are you going to boot camp? Are you running? Well, yeah. Well, the 5 and 1 is not built for heavy duty exercise. In Dr. A's Habits of Health, he flat out says, if we want you to do healthy movement, by all means, we're not saying don't exercise. We're saying don't go beat yourself up in the gym. Go for a 20 to 30 minute walk every day. Go do some push-ups, sit-ups, lunges. Get those muscles firing. But if you are huffing, puffing, or sweating, you are burning sugar, which means your blood sugar doesn't stay in balance correctly. And now you're going to get dizzy, you're going to get lightheaded, and then we need to tweak things, and that slows down the scale. So those are my plateau myth busters, because what I can tell you is in all my years, I'm almost 6 years in coaching, I've coached over 700 people, and to date, I have only had 2 people that have legitimately had a stall out in inches and scale. And guess what? They had thyroid cancer and they didn't have thyroids anymore. So if you're in that thyroid cancer, no thyroid category, we may need to tweak a few things to get that scale and those inches moving. But if you have not had thyroid cancer with no thyroid, you're probably not plateauing. You're creating the stall based on not eating enough protein, not eating enough fat, not getting 3 servings of greens, not drinking enough water, or exercising too much, or shocker, eating off plan. So I hope this helps you and is not too raw and unplugged, because I get these questions all the time, and you can't outrun your fork. So thinking adding exercise is going to solve it is not. And then remember, this program was created over 30 years ago by doctors for doctors, is based on very specific science of blood sugar balance. So when you're tweaking the lean and green and not getting enough or getting too much, or you're thinking you can squeak by with handfuls of this or that, you're tweaking the numbers, so you're going to tweak the results. So please comment below if anything I said hit home to help you realize where you might or may not really been plateauing. It's just decisions that you've been making that you may not have even realized, like poor clients that are doing everything right and they started just eyeballing the protein, not realizing that would make a big difference. So again, if you've eaten off plan, you've eaten off plan, but if you're tweaking things accidentally, do a systems check with yourself, go through the things I've just listed, and let me know in the comments below if what I said hit home for you. And then also, if there's ever a subject you'd like me to do a video on, just let me know, because I just do videos when something comes to my mind that makes sense, or I'm seeing a lot with my client check-ins on their week 1, month 2, what have you. But if there's something else that you'd like me to speak to, let me know, put it in the comments. Hope this helped you guys break your artificial plateau, and you can dial in a little tighter to keep your scale and your inches moving. So don't forget to take your inches every week, guys, because that's where you're going to see your success every single week if you're doing everything correct. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Bye.